Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hey, how you doing? And welcome to week number 5. So this week we're going to be touching on my activities. And I'm very excited because this is officially the first step for you to be able to communicate more fluent. And why is that? Because you're going to learn to conjugate. So conjugation in Spanish is everything. So let's get to it. First, we're going to have the goal of the week as always, and that is that you're going to learn to conjugate regular verbs in the present simple tense. Why regular? Because they are the easiest ones. Okay, let's get to it. So, a little pro tip, grammar pro tip. What are verbs? So, verbs are essentially words that express actions. And what are actions? So, the action of meditar, to meditate, caminar, to walk, beber, to drink, o cantar, to sing. So, let's recap again. So, what are verbs? Verbs are essentially actions. Now, you ready to learn conjugation? So, in Spanish, we have 3 types of conjugations. So the conjugation ending in ar, conjugation ending in er, and conjugation ending in ir. So let's see. Hablar, to speak. So as you can see, it ends in ar. Next one. Comer, to eat, ending in er. And finally, vivir, to live, conjugation ending in ir. So, again, a little recap. So, we have verbs, and those verbs are actions. And those actions or verbs have 3 endings in Spanish: ar, ir. Okay? Next one. Now, we're going to start with the present tense. This is the very, very first tense that you're going to need in order to communicate. And what do we need? We need a pronoun. You already know that. So, yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, ellos, ustedes. So, let's get to it. So, the point of conjugating is essentially getting rid of the ending, or basically throw it in the garbage, that ending. To conjugate, the point of this, as you know, is removing this R. So, yo is gonna switch to O. Tú, as, él, ella, usted, a, nosotros, nosotras, amos, and ellos, ustedes, han. Now, the good news is that ER and IR share the same conjugations, except for one. So, yo, again, is gonna keep the O. Tú is gonna switch to es. Él, ella, usted is gonna switch to e. And attention here, nosotros, nosotras is the only one that is different for all of them. So, hemos for ER and imos for IR. And finally, ellos, ustedes change to N. Okay? So, let's take a look at a visual example so you can actually see how this works. So, hablar, again. So, we're just getting rid of this R and we're going to start changing the conjugations according to the pronoun. So, hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, and hablan. Comer, como, comes, come, comemos, comen. Vivir, vivo, vives, vive, vivimos, viven. Okay, so again, little recap here. So we have verbs that have 3 different endings in Spanish, ar, ir, and those endings are gonna be replaced for these conjugations here according to the pronoun. So it is very important for you to know that these conjugations will always be the same. They are not gonna change tomorrow, in 2 years, in 5 years. No, this is already set up like this, so it's always going to be the same. Okay? Now, last but not least, the practical example of the week to see this in action, and that would be La historia de Carla, Carla's story. So, Carla estudia en la universidad y trabaja en una cafetería. Ella come frutas en el desayuno y bebe café. Por las tardes, ella escribe cartas a su familia y vive feliz con su rutina. So one more time with the translation. But I want to challenge you here. I want you to try to do the translation on your own before checking on the actual translation. So I'm going to give you some time. You just have to pause the video and try it. Okay, now the translation. Carla estudia en la universidad y trabaja en una cafetería. Carla studies at the university and works in a coffee shop. Ella come frutas en el desayuno y bebe café. She eats fruits for breakfast and drinks coffee. Por las tardes, in the afternoons, ella escribe cartas a su familia y vive feliz con su rutina. She writes letters to her family and lives happily with her routine. So, now you have everything that you need in order to be able to speak, communicate simple things about your life, your routine, and whatever you want to say in general. So, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to do your activities for the week. Don't forget your mini project, your vocab, and see you again in week number 6. Ciao! Bye!